All right. Welcome everyone to May's SNS Book Club meeting. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. First up in housekeeping, don't forget that participation is mandatory. I mean, appreciated but not mandatory for any of these meetings. We are also adults who say adult things, so that might not be safe for children, so be mindful of your surroundings. Meetings are also recorded and added to YouTube for anyone who has missed the meeting but still wants to listen to what we were discussed. Next on the list, July is in the middle of summer, and that reminds me of pirates and buried treasure. I want all I want to see all of your buried treasures within your TBRs. So, what is a romance book that you have on your TBR that you really want to sink your teeth into, but for some reason haven't found the time to read it yet? If you have a book in mind, please add them to books we want to read under the SNS page on the book club app. Next, June's meeting will be on June 17th at 6 Central Time. Starting this summer, Wednesdays work best for most people to attend the meetings, so we want to work with them and their busy schedules. So until further notice, all meetings will be held the third Wednesdays of the month. I also written a little here, a little something here, and hopefully I can get through it. All right. For all the mothers out there, sometimes life and being responsible for another's life is hard. It's probably the most difficult thing you have ever done. But remember, you are strong and you are worthy of the smiles, the love, the joy, and the happiness. You deserve the world and all the praise for accepting those responsibilities. Make sure you cherish the small moments with your babies and make sure that you love those around you to the best of your ability. You are raising the next generation, so make sure that you raise them with kindness and respect because one day your children will be adults, and I hope they are able to love the same way you have taught them to. So keep your head high, Mama. You are amazing and the real MVP of this world. Thank you for all the mothers from the bottom of our hearts. We wouldn't be here without you. And lastly, if you are enjoying this club and would like your family and friends to join, we would love to have them. Others may need an escape from their lives as much as we do, so might as well try. All right, we are discussing The Lost Letter by Rebecca Yarros. What do we think?
I thought it was beautiful. I loved the whole storyline, and I obviously tearjerker, but I haven't cried in a book in a very long time, so it was a good book. Sad, but good.
Solid cry.
Yes,
Solid cry sitting on
solid.
the kitchen floor.
Yeah. Oh,
I
like
would.
Eric was listening to it too, and he doesn't even know what's going on. And I'm like, "You okay, Eric?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm good." Like the last three chapters, he was listening with me. So
Do y'all remember the first time you cried in this book? Was it only at the end or did y'all cry before?
The end.
I think I only cried at the end.
yeah.
But you know the dog didn't die though, so
The dog didn't die,
What happened?
apparently kids are just on the table.
but not the
Yes.
dogs.
Yeah.
Unnecessary.
If they did both, no, that book would not have sold.
No, I think it would have been thrown across the room at that point and burned.
You
My
cannot handle
Kindle
that
would be
much weight.
broken.
I know that this is my third reread because I ended up rereading it again last summer. And it's just a fun book to make me cry. And um
Fun
so
book to make you cry.
Yeah, I was
yeah,
wondering who was
Wait a
going to
minute,
mention
say
that
that
one.
again.
You masochist.
a little. But it's like I just wanted those feelings again. And I was just like, I need a good book to cry. So I ended up reading last summer. And then obviously I read it before that as my first time. But this time, like knowing what was gonna happen, I think I ended up crying by chapter 4. Like so I don't know if that's part of it. Also, I love the audio of this series because which I've told Whitney, the female narrator is the same narrator as Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. And it like that story is just so heartfelt to me. I was just like, I can't the narrator does the same. Like, and there's so much more elements, so much more feelings that come out of it because I relate to both those books. Even though it's a super good book on its own, I don't think I've ever read it outside of listening to it though. So I have cried. I think I cried like every fourth chapter throughout the whole book.
This Beckett is my favorite MMC. Like out
Yeah.
of like he even beat Zayden for me. He's my favorite MMC out of any book that I've ever read, which says a lot, I think. So
It's a good one.
I agree with Wit until the ending ruined the whole thing for me.
it wasn't Beckett's fault.
It's all a bad taste in my mouth. I could not breathe. When I told you I clung to Alex's chest like claws, just fighting for air. And he was like, "No more book, no more book, no more book." And I said, "It can't get any worse." And he said, "But couldn't it?" And I said, "Yeah, I guess it could." And then I just,
Okay,
no,
good.
I didn't know. Mm-mm. I don't think I cried that much for my divorce. That was bad.
Well, you fall in love with these kids. Like you fall in love with this family. And that was something, I mean, that's why we read books. So we fall in love with other characters, we fall in love with people. And I love the relationship that the children have with Beckett. Honestly, I mean, Beckett is an amazing MMC because he's so understanding and he wants to be there for her and he wants to be there for the kids. And even when she, I mean, in the beginning, when she wouldn't let him, he's like, I'm going to be here. And even in the end, when they like broke up, it's like, I'm still going to be here because he's such, he holds his values um of that responsibility of just soldiering on. It's just like no matter what's going to happen, I'm going to stick to my promises. And that
Well,
was
and he
lovely.
wasn't gonna break. He wasn't gonna break a promise to his best friend, and then he wasn't gonna break a promise to her, and then he wasn't gonna break a promise to Maisie. I mean, like he just he keeps his promises.
Hmm. Hmm.
So just like the whole time though, like the beginning to the ending of the book, well, almost to the ending. One thing I didn't like about Becca is like you could have just told her that you were chaos, and like then you wouldn't have went through that 7 months of friends or whatever. And I'm like, you could just be honest with her from the beginning. I'm like, it wasn't that big of a secret. I felt like,
But where's the story, Chrissy?
yeah, I know, I
I'm with
know, I
you.
know.
I'm like, but why didn't we tell her again? This makes no sense.
We didn't tell her because she wouldn't have agreed, because she was reeling from the thought of losing Beckett. But he could have told her at any point, but you know how like a small lie will develop into a bigger lie, into a bigger lie, because it starts off small and it just
Yeah.
builds.
Well,
But
then, and I think, yeah, he thought, granted, like, I'm not saying he was right. I don't think he made the right decision, but he thought that the only way for him to keep his promise to Ryan was to keep his identity a secret because he thought that if she knew who he really was, then she would push him away so much that he would not be able to fulfill his promise to his best friend, which was to be there and take care of her. So I think it was the wrong call, but in his head, that's how I think he justified it.
yes, yes, that is entirely what his decision making was I have to uphold this death note um to like to the T essentially. I have to do this and no matter what she says and this is the way I can do it until everything comes out. And then so piggyback off that, do you feel that she is justified and like as he knew her hard line. He knew that lying was like she doesn't do second chances. Do you feeling that her feelings were justified with what Beckett had told her and finding out the whole truth?
I thought this was. I think she overreacted a touch, a, a touch. maybe is that because we like Beckett and we want them to be together? Yes. If I was in her shoes, would I do that? I don't know. I think she's a little extreme and be like, I never want to see you again, never see my children again, like whatever. And he did this all because of her and her children. So
I think it's weird and it's hard to say how you would react until you're in that situation. But in my head, I'm thinking like he didn't do anything bad. Like the literal like the fact that he lied was the only bad thing that he did, but like not sinisterly. Like he treated her well, he treated her kids well, he fulfilled the promise to the friend. Like he didn't he wasn't lying and doing like bad things. He was like the lie, literally just the act of lying was the bad thing. Am I making any sense right now at all?
The act
Okay.
of lying was the only thing, but it wasn't
Yeah.
maliciously.
Yeah. So I
The
think
omission of the
it
truth, really.
seems like at some point that I think it just because it went on so long is why it was so hard on her, because at some point I think you would just be super thankful to have chaos back. But I think it was the fact that he let it just go on and on and on and on and on.
Like even when she was holding the picture of the team and she was like, which one's chaos? Because
Like
he
there were
knew.
so many chances for him to fess up.
so many. It's like, hey, this is me. I'm actually chaos. I hear me. This one. Yeah.
Do you think,
Right then. Who he
like,
loved.
oh, look at that baby. Do you think possibly she could have figured it out with the letters and with Beckett? Like they talked about both the letters and Beckett talked about kind of, I mean, their feelings, like family issues, being a dad. Um, I don't think they ever talked about Havoc. So you really couldn't correlate that part to it. But she was just like, he only, like, my brother only talks about Beckett. I mean, he only talks about chaos. And it's just like, do you think she could have pieced it together? Would y'all have pieced it together or no?
Surely, right? I mean, I think we all like to think highly enough of ourselves to think that we wouldn't be quite that, I don't want to say stupid, but like quite
Not-
that naive.
yeah. I think there was like one part. It was like, he said something like, "Oh, how do you know about that?" And then he's like, "Oh, Ryan talked about it once." Oh, but there was like clues for her to realize it was him. But was she just kind of overwhelmed with, her situation in life, like that she didn't piece them together? Yeah.
Probably, absolutely. Everything else going on between the busy season and her kid dying, or and just the stress, like losing the weight and all that. Like it's a lot. All right. Do you think so? The death at the end of this book is very divisive, whatever. For readers, did you feel like it was an like integral part of the story, or do you feel like it was added for shock value?
Definitely shock. I don't think
Okay.
it was necessary. I mean, I literally am so mad about it. Like, yeah, someone else might be able to talk more sense. I just have too much emotion. Like, that was so not necessary. We could have had a happy, happy ending.
It could have been a happy, happy ending. Um,
I
I
think
think
the writing was that good that she didn't have to rely on that shock value. I loved and loved and loved and loved that book until that part. And it was like, why don't you just have faith that it's a wonderful story with wonderful developed characters and great writing, and then you just have to do that. Like, you didn't have to.
but on the flip side, that's like that doesn't mirror reality in real life if it's always like the happy ending. Like some families have a really tragic something like that.
I was like prepared to lose the kid with cancer. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't know.
Yeah.
Well, like everyone said that this was like a tearjerker book, and I was so ready for Macy. I was so ready.
Right.
I was like, okay, she's fought this hard battle. Yes. But
I thought because it was called The Last Letter, I thought we were going to lose Beckett. And then when we lost Ryan, I was like, okay. And then Maisie got sick, and I was like, oh no. And then I had no idea about Colt whatsoever. But because it was called The Last Letter, I assumed in my head that it was going to be a soldier story of the soldier not making it home. And I think that that's maybe that was intentional. Maybe even the titling of the book was intentional because it wrecked me so much harder when you got to keep the guy and it was the kid. It just wrecked me so much more because it's not what I thought was gonna happen.
It's so at the end when it's the funeral, um, and Macy was talking to Ella. Like the part that I like sobbed in my truck and just tears falling down my face. And this was actually the only part that actually happened on this reread was when she was like, both our brothers are on the island. And then I was like, and Beckett, both of his best friends are on the island as well. And that part, I mean, that's when it's like trauma is going to happen in life. So how can you come out of the trauma? And so I think there could be a story with that and how these characters, like you can see in the epilogue that they do still struggle with the trauma of their life, but they can still find happiness in the end, even though this situation is awful. Like everything they went through was absolutely awful. So, and then I'm like with Maisie's epilogue, you were able to see the growth. You were able to see how she becomes friends uh, with the little girl. I forgot her name.
The girl that Colt saved.
Yeah, yeah. And how Colt learned how to become a better man of like, I'm going to fight for what's right, even when he was like 6. So,
yeah, that dialogue whenever Colt was trapped is like, what you save those that are literal than you or like less. Oh, what did that line? And oh, that was just bald.
mm,
That one. You save those, and like Holt said that, not even Beckett. Like, I think he was 8. I think he just turned 8 or something. It was like, I know this little boy has so much. You saved this girl. Oh, okay. I'm gonna mute myself now.
okay, okay. We won't talk
Gonna
about the
make
end.
me tear up
All,
again.
all y'all about to just break down right now.
No, I'm still mad.
There's my angry person.
We'll get off the ending. I did want to ask, like, hey, how, like,
Tears are falling. Tears are falling. It's okay.
it's okay.
Yeah, I'm
Bree,
like I get Katie made a great point. Like honestly, it does kind of mirror the shit that is life. But like I read this to get away from the shit that is life.
yeah.
Don't do it to me.
But then that's why you go to incredibly happy books where it's just like there's no problems. It's just happy and it's just entertainment. And this
Some
is not one of those books.
You match the fairies and the unicorns and the dragons. Not real life.
Yes.
I need to go to the children's library for a bit. BRB.
The female range of emotions is actually really incredible because y'all can feel like she experiences like half as like way more feelings during her book than I ever will. Love y'all to death for it. The world needs y'all.
I think Sam was just mad.
I was like, man, I don't know, it's just not the ending I wanted.
Yeah, right there with you.
All right. Rebecca Yarros uses the word gravity as a metaphor in most of her books to symbolize that person or those people that keep the character grounded. Do you feel like Ella's story really embodies gravity in this story?
Her kids were her gravity. Her kids were her whole world.
Colt really experienced.
Sam.
Gonna say the same
I'm
thing.
sorry, I had to
So I
say it.
definitely had some freaking gravity that day.
Sorry, someone had to say it.
I know.
You're
I'm
so
with
salty.
sheesh.
Gravity. Y'all talk about gravity. How can I not pick that up?
We needed the giggle.
Yes.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Sam. But yes, her kids are, I do feel like her kids definitely like everything centered around her kids.
Hmm.
Because she even said that in what letter one, and
Yeah.
that was what chapter one, or I think it was actually chapter one or two. Um, it was in the very beginning where she's like, "My kids are my gravity. I care about my kids, and then I care about my business, and then after that, it's like I care about myself, like or whatever." But like their
Hmm.
kids is this, like she loves her children, and finding a story where like um you can see the love and devotion towards her family is amazing. Um, anyways, do you have a person that helps you find your gravity in your own life? That one.
All of you. All of you were my gravity. I couldn't make it without all of you guys.
No.
Many little planets.
Hmm.
Alex too, bless
Takes a
his.
village.
It
Hmm.
does.
Yeah, a lot of tears.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I'm like even in this story, I'm like for Ella's life, she has the members that she works with, and without them,
Yeah,
she couldn't have been able to do half the things that she was able to do.
I
No,
really like
yeah.
characters too. They were even like cute and well developed for just the support cast.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
without someone who's like, I can watch the kids like go on this date.
Like
Like,
girl too. She was all spunky and fun.
hmm.
Yeah. I love, Haley, and then he's like the Anne. No, I don't know. The Anne and the husband or whatever. Yeah. Like you said, they were there and they knew that, Ella was, a horrible situation, everything, but they were there to always help her out whatever she needed. I like the side characters.
It was a good, that is one of those like found families that I absolutely adore, is because everyone was going to be there together. Everyone was going to be able to help out if they need to because of the goodness, not just because it was required. So love that for her. And I love that she is able to have that in her life. And I hope all y'all have that in your life, that support to do better things. And if you need somebody, that you have somebody to help you out with, have somebody to help ground you. And that's amazing. All right. For all the mothers here, which we're all pet mothers except Christine. Uh, so then I'll just sling that out here for the world. What are some themes that you encompass in your life with your own children from this book? And then for all those future mothers, what are some thoughts that you would want to remember when you start motherhood that you see in this book that you like, that you want to encompass?
Mm. I mean, the obvious answer is I think this selflessness that she has, but it's a catch 22, right? Because you can't pour from an empty cup. So you
Mhm.
also have to find ways to take care of yourself so that you can continue to take care of other people. Um, but I think that that she just has a really good head on her shoulders in the sense of it wasn't a great, it's not like the twins had a great dad. They didn't have a dad in the picture, so she didn't have any kind of support from a partner. but she never viewed her kids as a burden, despite the fact that they came into the world and the dad like just left out of nowhere. So I think that she just kind of really found a way to make lemonade out of lemons. And I think that life is all how you choose to look at it, and your situation is what you make out of it. So I think she made, the best possible life that she could with the hand that she had been given.
Right.
For what it's worth, Wit, I think you're already doing a great job with that.
Oh,
You are.
You're
thanks,
wonderful.
Jenny.
You are wonderful. We all love you.
All right. At what parts of Ella's hardship as a mother do you feel really allowed her to shine? And do you see yourself in Ella's story that lives in your own life? So that's kind of like backpacking off of what Woody said. Like
Mhm.
she did love her kids, but she never felt like they were a burden. And I mean, she had patience with them. I also love how she told Elsie, Maisie, she was like, we are gonna fight this. Like, we're gonna do the best that we can for as long as we can, and trying to keep the motivation up for that. And I loved that, as like we're not gonna bow down just because we have some bad, not bad information as in like false information, just like bad news essentially. Like we're gonna keep on pushing, we're gonna keep on fighting.
Yeah,
I
and
had
even
muted that Sam said that she was a bit of a helicopter parent, though, which I could also see.
Oh
Well, I
yeah.
mean, when you're the only parent, yeah.
Let's
I
cancel this.
mean, I think part of a father's job is to let kids kind of like explore out into the world a little bit and screw up a little bit and
Mhm.
skin the knee and do the thing. And she was trying to play both things, and she was kind of always scared of, like, she was always a little bit fearful for her kids too, because she was the only one, which makes sense. But
Yeah.
I think
And
when you're
that's a
on your
big
own,
fear. I mean, like if you're their sole provider, like of course you're going
no.
to always be terrified. My friend's even a co-parent of a terrible has a terrible co-parent like back in my friend in Tompkinsville. She's like, I'm just terrified every single day that something's going to happen to me and their dad will have to raise them. So I'm
That's
like,
why Becca,
yeah,
and that's why Becca was important.
it's like he swooped in and I think we all just loved his character and latched onto him so much, and I'm glad that they moved on and they not moved on, but were able to get past that loss and have that two more kids. I mean, that made me happy. That made me glad I finished the book because I almost didn't. So
Like, he was also really cool. Like, he
yeah.
built the tree house and had the zip
I s-
line. So
Mhm.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
even though mom didn't really like the zip line, but there's a zip.
And he was also able to, I mean, when Maisie was in the hospital, he was able to go to all the soccer games. He was able to be a
Hmm.
dad that he never got to experience because he's one, not ever been a dad, and two, he never had a dad. So he was able
Hmm.
to do everything that a dad should be able to do.
Does
Um,
anyone else sit and look at the, I mean, granted, knowing like that we're all like over their ages now, do any of you look at these books like this and go, at 28, at 27, like what is Becca in this book? 27, 28,
I think about
right?
28. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I'm 33 and like, I don't know sometimes, like, if I can do the
I
things that
agree.
she and he are doing in their 20s. Like, do you ever look at these characters and just go, like, the maturity of a 28-year-old man to be able to do all of those things? And mom, I mean, to handle the medical, to handle the soccer practice, to handle the search and rescue, to handle the funerals. Like, y'all, 28,
Mhm.
28 years old.
I mean, he was an operator though.
Yeah.
Like he was an operator from the get-go. Like he's known nothing but military.
I know, but isn't a bit, but think about
Like
it.
he
Like,
has discipline. He had that. He had no choice because he didn't have anything
yeah.
else. So it's like he was a product of his environment, and it just so happened it was a positive environment for him. So
And
And
I think she
but
was like forced in that situation. She had to go up and be mature
Yeah.
with kids, but that's so true. Like, she did all the renovations for the inn and everything. I was like, I still don't even know how to pay my taxes and I'm 28. Like I don't know what, like, how is she doing that?
and honestly, I think that is because none of us have children, but I think that is something that shows because we don't have kids.
Mhm.
Um, but if you look at people our age that do have kids that are roughly
Yeah.
the same age, like they're everything that they have done, you can still see that like this story would have. I mean, does that make sense?
Yeah. You
They're
rise to the occasion before
yeah,
you.
Yeah.
yeah. Like because
You
the
have to
people
do the
around us
things.
that have kids, they do go to the soccer practices. They are there for their children. So I think we see this because we are childless, but there are people that, and that's what makes mothers and fathers good mothers and fathers like
Mhm.
that are there for their kids. That makes them phenomenal. And that is why we are discussing a book like this for Mother's Day. Um, to showcase that there are some really amazing parents out there. And that is amazing.
Mhm.
Mhm.
While we're all here, just like we're free to do what we want all the
Yeah.
time. And we don't have to think about it.
well, he is also he might say like he was in his early 20s, but like he's how many people has he killed up to this point? Like that matures you at a very rapid rate.
Yeah, and that one kill especially.
Mhm.
Yeah, a lot of death, a lot of seeing your friends die.
That's
Yeah.
true.
It changes you.
No, yeah, absolutely.
Figure out your priorities faster at an earlier age when you see that.
It really, really does. Even in my early 20s when I lost my dad, I'm like, my whole demeanor changed. So I can't even imagine seeing the kind of death that's in war. I really can't.
But yet men still sit around and go that like they see a picture and they're like,
Hmm.
that'd be a good place to bleed out.
Yeah, I know. It's wild.
Hey,
It's wild.
if you can pick it, you can pick it.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Um, what are some of your favorite moments with the forming bond between Beckett, Maisie, and Colt?
Well, we've
What?
already talked about some of my favorites.
Yeah.
Like every time, like he stepped in for like
Mhm.
on their behalf, like whether it was the treehouse or the zip line or the soccer practices, like
Principal's office.
obviously, obviously, like the gigantic one, like freaking adopting them to make sure that they have health insurance. Like, I mean, every time that he intervened on the kids' behalf. I mean, I think it was two things. I think it was him loving their mom, but I think it was him loving them too.
Mhm.
I love Beckett's and Colt's relationship. Like, there's two parts that it was like really, I don't know, I love them. It was whenever they were leaving one of the soccer practices and Colt was asking about, is this what a dad should be? Or something like that. And I was like, that's beautiful. And then whenever um Beckett and Ella they broke up, and Colt was like, "No, you just gotta apologize. Girls like to when you just apologize." And like he was 7, and like he's so mature, as a 7-year old. And then oh my gosh, and then just all those feelings just tied into the end. Yeah,
My
but
favorite's right in the beginning because he's like, you talk to your dog, you talk to dogs. Yeah, duh. I'm like, this is my guy. I
Yeah.
like this.
And he told
Kid
Colt,
checks out too. He's like, it's okay.
and Colt was just like,
The
but
interrogation.
it's weird if he talks back. But then he tells Macy, he was just like, they talk back. And if you can't, like, you can see that the dog talks back to you. It may not be
Uh,
with words, but Like, one of my favorite moments was Maisie's graduation, her
Mm.
kindergarten graduation, when
Oh, yeah.
they made the little graduation cap and they made the little diploma. And then he's over here. He also didn't think he was being recorded. So it was just literally for Maisie's, like, just for Maisie and not to be just, oh, look at me. But how he throws in the Lord of the Rings element to it. Of
Yes.
I love that relationship with them. Um,
Can we
So,
all say,
but this
please
one,
say,
I love this. I love this so much, and I love talking to you guys about it too. But I get a bounce. So
okay, have fun.
I
hey,
love you.
The next book is Wild Love by Elsie
Woo!
Silver. It's on
Woo! I finally
Hoopla.
get to read Elsie Silver.
Yep. It's on Hoopla, Chris, if you need that.
Okay.
So it's free. Okay, have
Bye.
fun.
Love you.
Love
Oh,
you. All right. How did you feel about the letters between Ella and Chaos? Did you like the letters within the story before each chapter to present each moment? Or like did you enjoy reading the letters?
I did.
It's fine. I kind of sped read the letters. I was like, blah, 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 blah. Okay, let's get back to the story.
I think it allowed the reader to go a little bit more in depth uh, between the two of them and how kind of like what they were feeling without them outright saying, this is what I feel. I think like as a storytelling implement, I love the idea of letters um, to express, especially things between Ella and Chaos versus Ella and Beckett. And
So
I,
this is kind of I'm sorry, Kay, go ahead. I didn't mean to
no,
cut you off.
no, that was it.
This is like a hallmark of Rebecca Yarros writing, right? In Fourth Wing Fantasy, she puts the excerpt at the top from, the Writer's Quadrant or from, Deverelli. And then if you all read Variation, one of her other contemporary novels, before every single chapter, there was something at the top that was like a snippet from social media. So that story was about like a dancer, a ballerina. And at the top of every single chapter, you got a snippet from like what someone was saying about her online. So I feel like having these extra like inclusion things are just a hallmark of her writing, and I've come to really enjoy them.
Mhm. Yeah.
I think she buries a lot of like tidbits in those headings and letters and things.
Oh, absolutely. I'm like
Yeah.
even with all the Book of Brennan stuff, the Writers Quadrant stuff, like with Fourth Wing, and I know that this isn't Fourth Wing, but there's so much information that you get not by the because what Rebecca Yarros does is she does really well at showing and not telling in all of her stories. Um, so you can
Yeah.
see in a letter, you can see kind of how the characters would tell how they feel, and that's more of a showing element because it's written down versus like the character themselves when they were saying like you can feel what they're feeling in that moment, but you also get the previous information that the characters would have previously had to that extent. She does really well with showing and caring. And also the other gravity thing, like those are hallmark Rebecca Yarros things, I think, in every single book.
There you are.
She talks about gravity, but she does do the introduction into the chapters really well. Janie's like, I'm tired of these letters. I want the
No.
story. Give me
I'm
the
just mad at Rebecca
story.
Yarros. I'm just really mad at Rebecca Yarros right now. But you're making great points.
This is this is the hardest Rebecca Yarros book. Everything else you'll be fine.
Hmm.
Um,
Don't let me do it again. That's all I ask. Just stop me.
like there's Rebecca Yarros still writes tragedy. I mean, well, she writes death in stories that are.
Liam.
I'm like,
Yeah.
yes, Liam. There's
Liam's still my. Mm. That's my man.
Um, but I think that this is the most tearjerker one
For sure.
out of all her books. And I think I've read all of Rebecca Yarros's books. So, which she has a new one coming out, if anybody knew. Not the new Fourth Wing like novella. She has another contemporary coming out.
There's a novella? I thought it was.
The one that Kay is talking about is, oh shoot, I've already forgotten the name. Well, I've forgotten the name. Something about the stars or
Yeah, something in the sky. I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know what it's about. I saw it. I was like, all right. Since I'll read everything else, Rebecca Yarros, might as well. But we'll see. We'll see.
Mhm.
All right. We talked about that. Who's your favorite character?
Ooh.
Beckett.
Beckett.
I love him.
You know, I can't decide. They're all so good. And they're so like deep. Ella's so strong.
She's a badass, man.
Oh my gosh, she's such a badass as a
She's just as much a badass as the big military guy that's been a badass. I
mm-hmm,
mean,
mm-hmm.
her and Beckett are just co-badasses for sure.
Peculiar stars.
Yeah.
Peculiar. I
Trying.
see.
I'm trying real hard, but it's not taking the glare away. There you
We
When does
believe
that
you.
come out again?
I'll have to look it up.
go. 11/17, November 17th.
Okay.
Okay, y'all gonna have to remind me.
I'll remind you.
Okay.
I'm like, don't forget Fury Bound came out.
Oh, I'm on it now.
Ballad of Fallen Dragons comes out on Tuesday.
Yeah, I keep saying Monday, but it's not.
On Tuesday
What's the
because
dragon one?
Yeah.
the sequel to When the Moon Hatched.
See, I still haven't started that one because Furybound came out.
Well, it's a great
I
book.
will though. I will.
Shoot, I thought about rereading When the Moon Hatched again. Just like, but then I was
That's
like,
that's a fairly big book. Like the fact that you can get through it is pretty impressive. That fast.
I love that book. I love that book so much. Anyways, all right. How do you feel like no? How do you feel like the author handled the process of grief of a child having medical problems while also maintaining her own life?
As well as anybody could have.
Yeah. It was pretty realistic, honestly. Going through all of the doctors and the surprise visits and the hospitals and the tests and the coverage and the insurance. I mean, all that's realistic.
And even the setbacks when she had sepsis.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
because it's not always going to be like a linear progress. Sometimes you're going to have
My
an
mom had
infection.
September, and I'm like, yep, yep, yep. All this hits. I mean, it's right there. She did a great job with that part.
And the insurance coverage of like thinking I should be fine this year because my kids never get sick. And then suddenly, like
Mm-hmm.
out of the blue, because of course it's going to happen when you don't have high insurance
Yes.
that time.
For sure.
I am so glad that, like, I am so glad that she had Ryan's uh, life support amount. But at the same time, it's just like, but I know that she would rather, I don't know, would she rather have her brother or the money that pays for her daughter? Mm.
Just like a funny, like the way the universe works out.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. All right. What did you end up rating this story? Because I know y'all would want to read more from Rebecca Yarros.
I gave it a 5, a sobbing, crying, screaming 5.
Jenny's like, never again.
Negative 67. No, never again. I'm still mad. I don't know if I'm going to read the next Fourth Wing or not, but
Oh my gosh, yes you
I
will.
swear I'm that mad about it. If she can do that, if she has that evil inside her that can do that, Broccoli, we don't know if broccoli's safe or not.
Yes, she says that she can't kill pets.
You can't
I
kill
don't believe
pets.
her. She's a bitch. I don't believe her.
I'm like,
Okay, maybe I believe that part, but Riddick's not safe.
Riddick's
no,
not.
I can take it. I'm
Riddick
gonna
isn't
let y'all read it
safe.
first.
Mara's not safe. Uh,
The dragons are not safe.
the dragons aren't safe. Rhiannon's not safe. Who else do we care about?
But hey, Jenny, think of it this way. So her husband was military. And so she writes from the perspective of like real life military families, and her whole spiel is that in war, like death happens. And so she said, I mean, gosh, what was she? Who were like 22 when they started burying their friends. And so like she writes from like real life too, because her husband was career military.
Because she would go on, I mean, he would go on deployments and she would write
I'll
novels.
take that into consideration.
But yes, I'm like,
Good point.
she
I'll
did, I mean,
still.
that's how she started writing was he was gone on deployments. And so she started writing novels. I mean, she wrote contemporary romance, and then it wasn't until recently that she started diving into the fantasy element when Fourth Wing came out. But up until that point, she only wrote contemporary. But a lot of her books are military based
Mm-hmm.
because that's the life I mean, that's her adult life that she grew into was she was always around it. So she had that reference point of
And they
coming
have
back.
5 kids. It's wild to think about. Like 5 kids and a husband who's not there. So
Yes,
Rebecca
she
Yarros
has
from
kids.
just being a mom.
I didn't know she had kids.
Oh yeah.
5.
I mean, she has
This
kids
is even
that
worse that she killed that. Oh my god.
I like one of the things that she said in an interview was if she had a signet power, what would she want? And she said the uh the walking from one place to another. Distance wielder, distance walker, distance whatever. Because that way she can see her kids that
Because
live
they're
on
all spaced out.
yeah,
Like
they live on opposite sides of the country and she would
one's in
love
New York, one's in LA.
yeah.
She's in Colorado.
Yeah.
There's a reason they left their mom. I'm just kidding.
She's never forgiving this.
Never. Never.
We'll give you another book, Jenny. How's that? One
Okay,
that's
that might help. Fury
okay.
Bound's helping a little. But
Okay. Um, would you recommend this book to another? I did. I've
I
told
did.
everybody
I
about this.
did.
I did, and then I retracted it immediately. I said, "Oh my god, I'm on this book. Y'all have to read it. It's so good." And then I went back 3 days later and said, "I hope you didn't buy that book because it's terrible. Throw it away."
I got Whitney to read
Dead
it.
ass. My whole HR department was like, "Okay."
Okay. Okay. Uh, I think mine is like I want to trauma bond with people. And I was like, I need you to read this book to have all these feelings with me because otherwise I'm just on a feeling island all by myself and I don't want to do that. I need other people to have feelings so we can talk about the
I'll send
same
you
realm of
floaties.
feelings. What?
I'll send you floaties in a life raft, but I won't. I don't want to join.
Okay. So don't send Jenny trauma bonding books. Got it. Because careful, most of my books are trauma bonding. That's also how I got Whitney to read Fourth Wing. It was a trauma bonding moment.
It really
Now,
was.
Fourth Wing's great. I love Fourth Wing.
We lost Liam.
I can handle it though. I can handle that. His character was developed, like she said. I've grown to accept it. As long as it's not a kid or an animal. Maybe.
I won't send you one that the animal dies. So you're good. You're good on that issue. Um, Do you have any favorite moments that we haven't talked about?
I can't even remember. I think we've covered most of them. I
Okay.
did like
Most
the
of them.
cookie moment. I like the cookies. That was funny.
I like when he was in the principal's office and he was like, "So did you tell them the other kid did something bad?" Because they did.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then they went out for ice cream. I was like, "Hell yeah!"
Yeah. I love Havoc. I
Oh, me
Havoc
too.
Havoc is such a good
I
dog.
also love Havoc.
I forgot. I kept forgetting it was. They mentioned several times it's a lab, and I kept forgetting that for some
Oh
reason.
yeah. Same.
It's
I
like
also
sweet
love how real
girl.
Havoc seems. It's like she's really good at her job, but he's like she doesn't like she doesn't like rappelling. She doesn't like being in helicopters. Like she does it because it's her job, but it's just like she does not like this. And I was like, that's actually really nice where it's not just this perfect dog that's like, I'm gonna be everywhere and everything's like, no, the dog also has boundaries too. Loved that part of it.
And if you step one more step closer to this child, she will come after you. I love that.
Yes. Now she's like, I'm gonna go play fetch, but only with the kids. Like, for his supervisor, his commanding officer to come in and be like, "Oh, I got you a Kong," and she's like, "No, no, I'm good." Love that. I guess that's, I, I guess that's more service dogs. But she's like, "I'll play with these kids. That's not an issue."
Mhm. Mhm.
All right. Anything else? All right. Then once I bring up my page, nope, wrong thing. Go back. Oh, all right. Thank you, everyone, for participating. Our next meeting will be on June 18th at 6 p.m. Central Time. That is Wednesday. We will be discussing Wild Love by Elsie Silver. It is available on Audible, Spotify, Hoopla, Print, Kindle Unlimited. So, also on Hoopla, the whole series, it's a 4-book series, is also available all on Hoopla. They are like one book is per couple. It's one of those. Like it's an interconnected standalone series grouping, but they are all about single dads. So if you're like, oh, I really enjoy this town, this is nice, continue the series. It's lovely. The second book has Teddy Hamilton in it, by the way. Um, does anybody else have anything to say with the time we have left?
I love you. Thank you for listening to me rant.
Anytime. Anytime.
Miss you guys.
Miss
Miss
you.
you. Bye,
Um,
Charlie dog. I love you too.
all right. Thank you for joining. I'll see y'all later.
Bye.
Bye.